Hi everyone, my name's Kristen and you're watching the Dahlia Society. Today, this is Friday Sews. A big welcome, thank you for stopping by and watching my channel today. I'm here to catch up with the Friday Sews hashtag. I'm pretty sure you're all familiar now with the Friday Sews hashtag. Friday Sews is all about where we catch up once a week, talk about anything to do with sewing, anything we're planning, anything we're working on this week. And if you follow the hashtag, you'll see all the other YouTube vloggers that are also participating in the Friday Sews. Firstly, thank you so much for the wonderful comments on my last episode, which was all about different sewing advice that would hopefully change your life. A lot of it is just personal things that has helped me in the past and really motivated me to sew my own wardrobe. Anytime I put out one of these kind of personal advice episodes, I shouldn't, but I do worry that some people may disagree and may really think that I'm forcing my opinions onto them, which is not the case. I think it's just nice to hear advice from other sewers, and I like taking that on board too. When I find what works for someone else, I really love trying out new and different things, and I think hints and tips are always wonderful to have there, and it's great just to try things maybe once or twice to see if it works for you. So first week with two less kids in the house. My two younger ones are off to high school. The youngest daughter's just started her first week of year 7, so fingers crossed so far it's going nice and smoothly. It's such a big step in our life, and for us mums or dads that are sort of watching them go through that journey, you know all too well that once they start high school, time seems to fly and they just grow into these young adults, teenagers so fast. It means a lot less driving time for me because last year, or the last sort of 3 or 4 years, I've been driving a good hour and a half out of my day was driving my daughter to and from school. So now I've got extra time. It's great because I can then put that time into my sewing and my channel and get more content out to you guys. So I know you're really enjoying more content more often. I think it's great at the moment, especially with a lot of the world being in lockdown, that you guys can use this to maybe motivate you to sew something new, something for yourself. Let's talk about sewing. What have I been up to this week? Well, you may notice I have got a new top on here. I've had this fabric for a couple of months now in my stash, and it's a lovely Lady McElroy cotton lawn. I purchased this from My Design, and it's this gorgeous bug print. I absolutely love kind of this vintage looking bug print. It's actually, the colours in this are really my kind of colours. I love these autumnal tones. The top that I've got on is the Friday Pattern Company square neck top. Now this is a great pattern because not only is it very size inclusive, it also can be made in wovens or in knits. So when I find those kind of patterns, I love them because I like to experiment them with different fabrics. And I was a little concerned that it may be a bit too cropped and short for my liking, but it's not. It's actually perfect for wearing over a pair of maybe pleated waist pants or a skirt. I love the sleeve because it's actually just a grown-on sleeve. You don't actually have to set in any sleeve, so it's really a really fast sew. I love a square neck. I think that they are just so lovely on and really unique. Now I find when I'm making a top with a more of a pricier fabric, I will tend to not buy quite so much of it. So this actual pattern is great because it only takes about 1.25 meters of fabric. And if you tend to go through your stash and try and find patterns to match up with those smaller cuts of fabric, it can be quite challenging. So this Friday Pattern Company square neck top, as I say, only took about 1.25 meters. You've just got your square neck and your facing to go on the inside there, and your interfacing just to keep that neckline nice and stable. But as I say, it's grown on sleeve. You've got the darts there, and it's just a nice little boxy shape. I'll put some video footage for you guys to have a look and see what you think. And it's one that I've had in my stash for quite a while, this pattern, and been meaning to make it and hadn't got around, but I'm really, really happy with it. So I highly encourage you guys to go and make one of these yourself. The next make that I whipped up this week is the Peppermint Pattern Free Pattern Bardon dress. This is a really simple pattern, a very basic style, but with the two kind of gathered tiers. and I wanted to try it in just like a cotton lightweight lawn fabric. It's got a really nice, easy bias binding neckline. Now the Bardon dress by Peppermint Magazines is a free pattern to download. It's actually designed by Lauren Boyle, who is from LB Textiles, and that is the same designer from the wide strap maxi dress that I wore in the pink Nerida Hanson fabric as well. So absolutely love that dress as well. So very, very good instructions. You'll find it's very well written out. It's a nice beginner friendly pattern as well. I made again the size E. I seem to be making all size E's in the Peppermint patterns, which is perfect for me. But yeah, I'll put some pics up of this as well. It's got pockets in the inseam. You can possibly leave those out if you're not a fan of pockets, but I just thought it's a nice, comfortable, cool dress for wearing for this lovely warm weather. It's 30 degrees here today, so it's actually just a beautiful day. We've had a few cooler days, bit of a run on cooler, kind of mid low 20s, which is perfect weather for me. I love that kind of weather. But this, I think, would be fantastic for making for a transitional season dress. If you're thinking of maybe making a pinafore, even in a light chambray or denim, I think even a fine pinwheel cord will work beautifully in this. Nothing too heavy though, because you have got the gathering to do on the tiers. But it's not a long gathered maxi dress. It's just sort of below the knee, that mid-calf length, more like a midi dress. But I'm really happy with how it's come up. And I know Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles also made the Bardon dress. She didn't like the fabric. She used a crinkle rayon, which can be a bit of a pain to sew with. So I took heed from her video and I thought I'll make it in something a little tad more stable, and I think it's worked really well. I've used some bias binding that I've actually had from a Lady McElroy print fabric that I had from last year. I decided to make some lovely homemade bias binding. It's one of those fabrics that you just think it's just too nice to sort of waste and try and use it for those things like showing off trims. And yeah, I think bias binding is a great way to use your scraps up too. So lovely dress, but can really see that being a great pattern for autumn and winter for layering with tights and boots as well. So very happy with that one too. Just another little tip too. I'm not sure if you guys are onto these hangers or not, but these are from Kmart. They're very cheap. They're very economical to buy a big box to keep in your wardrobe. But I think having the flocked or velvety style hanger, they're fantastic because your clothes don't slip off them. And I've replaced all of my old plastic and wire hangers. I've got rid of them all and maybe hand them down to the kids, their wardrobe. But these flocked velvet hangers are fantastic. I'm sure you would find them most department stores and cheapy kind of dollar stores as well probably would stock them too. But yeah, I got mine from Kmart. I think a box of 30 was like $10 here Australian. So really nice and handy to have, because I'm finding that things that slip off are so annoying. You'll go through your wardrobe and you'll be rummaging through, and if the straps have fallen off, it can be quite annoying. There seems to always be a plane flying over us every time I film. I'm just like, do I attract the planes or not sure, but sorry if that's annoying. Yeah, just talking about patterns. I know I mentioned in my advice episode that why not make the patterns that you love over and over again if they work well for you. I just rediscovered a pattern that I'd had made 2 pairs of pants with last summer before, 2019 it was. This is a Simplicity pattern 1887, and it's like, it's not a paper bag waist. It has more of a flat front elastic back, but it's got a little bit of pleating, and it's just the perfect amount of ease. I think these are a fantastic style pant to have, because I love the elastic back as well. But they've just got this lovely shape, and I've made a couple of pairs in rayon in like a leopard and a cheetah print. But I wouldn't mind making the sort of more crop length pants or even the skirt, because I just think it fits so well. I think I made a size 16 in that one. But yeah, really, really great pattern to have. And I do make more indie patterns. I admit that. There are a few big four patterns that I absolutely love that I've made over and over again too. So if you want to see me make more big four patterns, let me know if there's anything you want me to make, because I've loved a few of the recent Simplicity ones. And there's quite a few blouses I'm intending on making more into autumn and winter as well. And I'm just loving the statement sleeves at the moment. And I just think the more patterns I have to choose from, the better. I want to bring you guys a lot more in as far as lots of varied content with patterns as well. I think would work really well. So yeah, blouses are really something I'm narrowing in on at the moment, looking at fabrics as well for that too. The old peppermint tea is great. There's a new vlogger I'm watching as well. I'm absolutely loving Alyssa from Sloth and Orchids. Now, Alyssa, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but she's from the Ukraine and she's living in the UK, and she has got the most gorgeous channel. I highly recommend you all to go on and follow her. Yeah, she's got some fantastic content there, and I'm loving her recent show and tell episodes with what she's made. She's also got this knack of having little collections. I think it's gorgeous when you see maybe a range of things people have made in a certain color range. You can all mix and match. I'm really big on creating collections. I think it's something I'm really intending to do for the future, maybe heading into autumn winter, is having little I'd call them coveted collections, things that you can interchange and wear with everything. For many years I actually worked in retail. I worked for a company called Sewciety that here in Australia has been around for I think since the early 70s, and their jingle tag was "This goes with that," and it's something I've always just thought of when I've had a wardrobe, to make sure everything can interchange with each other. I think it's really great to get the wear out of a lot of your clothing, things that you can put back with each other. So this goes with that thing still in my mind, even though I don't buy much or any ready-to-wear clothing anymore. I try and look at what maybe fabrics come out in different collections, and if you're loving a design collection as well, to interchange with the other patterns and prints. So yeah, it works really well, and it's a great way of wearing all of your clothing. Valentine's Day is coming up. I'm not sure if any of you guys celebrate it, but if you do, I'm going to have a little episode just with some inspiration for maybe some lovely things to make for yourself or for a loved one. And also there's a little bit of lingerie in there. I haven't dabbled in lingerie making yet. That's one thing I'll be really keen to look into in the future. But I do love a good theme, and to play with a theme. I think it's just really fun if you're creating your wardrobe and maybe you're interested in making something for Valentine's Day for yourself or for a loved one. There is actually a hashtag running. I will put it on the screen for you guys to follow along. Pigeon Wishes has started this, and it's to wear pink and red for Valentine's, and she's calling it Galentine's Day, which I think is fantastic, because look, we all love our pals here in the sewing community, and it's one way to bring us all together, to follow a hashtag and see what everyone else has been making in this actual theme. So really excited to see this. There's one pattern that I know I've been meaning to make. It came out last winter, which was a bit cool for us to make it at the time. Mason is actually Jasmine, and she's from Denmark, and she's living in Melbourne at the moment, and she has designed a gorgeous pattern called the Sicily slip dress, and it was really, really big a few months back. I know a lot of big bloggers made, a lot of vloggers made this, and it looked fantastic. People like Mimi G and Brittany J Jones also made it, and I love the fact that I've seen it on all sorts of body types. So I've seen it on a lot of different bodies, so I know it will work well for just about everybody. It's got quite a thin strap at the top with a beautiful cowl neck, and it's almost like that gorgeous shapely bias cut dress. So absolutely beautiful shape it gives everybody. And if you're not a fan of having those thin straps at the top, she's also got a version with the wider strap and the cowl neck. Yeah, so I'm really excited to make that. I'm wanting to make it for Valentine's episode, just to show you guys how it's come up. The fabric, I couldn't find anything that's just true red and pink, but I think this has actually got a little bit of each colour in it and a bit of green as well. But I absolutely love this fabric. I wanted a nice kind of weighty satin fabric, and I picked this up at Spotlight just the other day, and I love the fact it's also got dahlias on it. Now, we say dahlias here in Australia. I think a lot of American people say dahlias, and I think in the UK you say dahlias. So it doesn't matter to me. Whatever you say is fine. It's all the same thing. And the flowers themselves are my favourite. I grow them. You've probably seen on the channel before that every summer. So it's my favourite flower. And this fabric was just reaching out to me. I had to have it as soon as I saw it. I thought, well, it has got a bit of red and pink. It's got a bit of green in there as well. but the weight of the satin is just stunning. I didn't want anything too thin and flimsy. I didn't want it to look too much like a nightie, even though it's kind of modeled on that slip style nightie dress. I think it'll come up really nice in this fabric. So very excited to make that. It's got a gorgeous fluid drape to it. So really keen to see how it comes up. It's not my normal style. I normally make a little bit of a sleeve normally, or a thicker strap, but I am willing to try. I think it's great to kind of venture out into the unknown territory and try different patterns. And I've seen it on so many people. It's looked beautiful. So really keen to try that dress. I've got some fabrics still coming. I know I've been promising you a fabric haul for quite a while now. It's just about here. There's a couple of things that I've ordered in dribs and drabs, and I wanted to show you all in one go. Show you what things I've got planned. Are you wanting to see a planned episode? Do you like to have surprises, or do you like to see what I'm planning on making? Because we all know by now, if you know me by now, you'll know that my plans tend to change, and I can have fabric that I've planned to make a particular thing with and totally change my mind, but that's my prerogative. I think we're all as sewers, we all have got that opportunity to change our mind with things that we've got fabric put aside for. So I have got a few little tentative plans though, and I would love to show you those really soon. So thanks for catching up today for Friday Sews. Don't forget to go and follow Alyssa's channel, Sloth and Orchids. I think you'll really enjoy her vivacious personality. She's actually really funny to watch. I love the fact that she kind of chats to herself, and I tend to do that too. I think it just helps kind of make my mind up what I'm doing. I tend to talk to myself quite a bit when I'm sewing or making plans. So I love that she does that. And I love the fact that she brings in a little kind of curated collection to show. And she's a very, very accomplished sewer, makes some beautiful choices with her fabrics as well. So that really appeals to me because I love a good fabric and a good print. So I hope you enjoy that. And also don't forget to follow the hashtag Friday Sews. You'll see there are quite a lot of YouTube vloggers that are doing that now. It's really caught on, and it really gives you something to look forward to once a week. I'm still bringing out episodes, usually Fridays and Mondays here in Australia. So we're a good day ahead of everyone else around the world, but I think hopefully that's enough to keep you guys motivated and keep going for those twice weekly episodes. Occasionally I'll bring out one more episode depending on what I've got happening, but at the moment twice a week is working really well for my productivity and to bring you guys more content. So keep safe, happy sewing, and I'll catch up with you very shortly. Bye for now.